Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to more WoW leveling. Today, where are we, dude? We're in the Arathi Highlands. Look at this. You might say, Crendor, what's happening? The last time you did a WoW leveling, you were in the Twilight Highlands doing the pre-patch. Well, when I logged in, it was like, would you like to experience the leveling catch-up? And I was like, dude, do I? So I clicked it because I haven't done it before, and so it started me in the Arathi Highlands with a bunch of gnolls floating in the air magically from, I guess, Jaina, and then it has leave catch-up, so I can leave the catch-up experience at any point and go to the mustard experience. Sorry. But I figured I would just try it out, right? If there's anybody I should try it out on, it is probably Zaluzaron. So let's just jump right into it and see what we got. Loktar, Zaluzaron, Jaina, and I were in the area when we heard reports of massive gnoll attacks on Hammerfall. We could use your aid eliminating the gnolls here while we aid the wounded and figure out our next move. All right. Slay gnolls.
Have seen more than enough conflict.
Oh yeah, I guess they're inside here. All right. Assisted highlight has been turned on. Recommended abilities will be highlighted on your action bar. Oh god, it thinks I'm bad at the game. Which, you know, it's not wrong. So yeah, how's everybody doing? We're WoW leveling episode 180. 180 episodes of WoW leveling, everybody. Over the span of like 14 years. And hey, we're almost to the Midsummer Fire Festival. So we actually got a pretty decent amount of WoW leveling episodes so far this year, including the pre-patch and stuff, which I still hated the pre-patch, but you know, it is what it is. It just felt kind of whatever. And then so far this expansion, I've been having an alright time. I've really enjoyed a lot of the stuff they've added, but I think one thing that I don't really enjoy anymore, if you watch one of my latest videos about why I log into WoW, it's kind of just the little busy work events that just give not that much. You know what I mean? Like the things like, oh, go kill some stuff and then earn some sort of currency or thing and then turn it in for some sort of, like, I don't know. Nothing really drives me to do those events. Like, what I really enjoy in World of Warcraft is exploring, you know, going around in the world and seeing different things. Like, honestly, if they took that same type of event and kind of made it more of an exploration around the world or different zones or things like that, I would probably enjoy it more, which there are events like that in certain things, but I don't know. I mainly just I enjoy exploring. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's my main things in this game are exploring and collecting, and I don't really care about collecting things that I don't care about. You know, like sometimes they'll be like, oh, look, this event has like a piece of armor and a transmog and a, you know, whatever that you can get, or like a mount. And I'm like, if it's a cool mount, I'll do it, or like something that looks really, but like most of the time it's like a reskin or a recolor, or I don't know, nothing that like drives me to go do it. Kill all. Oh, I gotta go back. But yeah, I mean, I mainly log in to explore pointless top 10 stuff and then get mounts, but I honestly haven't even really leveled a lot of alts. Like in War Within, I leveled like 5 or 6 characters to max level. And in this this expansion, I've only actually leveled 1 character to max level. So I do hear that they're going to be reducing the longbow. They're going to be reducing the experience required, or giving more experience for the leveling process, which will be nice. Mount up by clicking abilities. Space, take off. That's such a Skaven. Space, yes. Use the mouse to steer. Is this like a newbie tutorial type of thing? This, you know, okay, I guess that makes sense. If it's a catch-up thing, they're just like, hey, do you remember how to play the game?
Gathering supplies for a larger strike.
All right. Recover prized pumpkins. slay
Control
Runk.
power, or it
And then the
controls
kobolds and ogres seem to be carrying some sort of plan for their attack. I don't think they're particularly well written. They'll need several of them to figure out what the ogres are planning.
Let
All right.
guide your path.
So let's go over here first. Yo, honestly, this is pretty fun. I like new Arathi Highlands as well. I really like how they revamped Arathi. Let's start getting pumpkins. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes, like, the things they make you do in the game, I just don't care enough to do them. I guess is what it boils down to. Because, like, I think sometimes it's just that I don't really care about the event that's occurring. If that makes sense. Like, because there'll be people who'll be like, Crendor, there's plenty of things where you can go around and, you know, go to different zones and do it. But I guess the main driving factor here is, oh my god, stuck ogre. Help me, step bro. Whoop. There we go. We got him. Nice. That's actually pretty funny. I like that. Like, honestly, these types of things I actually really like. Where it's like this dude's carrying pumpkins. We're like getting the ogres out of the barn. Like we're fighting ogres. Like, these are the types of things I really like. I think when it boils down to just go kill stuff, I just... I don't know. I have to really have a good reason to want to go kill stuff over and over again, I guess is the big point I'm trying to get at. Ooh, it's actually really nice inside of the barn. This is like one of the newer revamped barns for Arathi Highlands or something. I actually like this a lot. That's very nice. Okay. Which I did mention that I wish they did more with the holidays and stuff. Like, for example, where's my calendar? If we pull up the calendar here, we had the Spring Balloon Festival, right? And then we have the Glow Cap Festival happening right now. But, like, it feels like there's... once you get all the things for these festivals, like, it feels like there's nothing else to do. Like, there's no other reason to go to the Glow Cap Festival, right? Or, like, 1,000 Boat Bash begins. It feels like these are just really cool events that they could play into and be like, hey, you know what? Glow Cap Festival's happening. You could go there and maybe get a piece of decor and, like, a new pet or something, right? Or, I mean, there's so many collectibles they can put into some of these events now that they're just not doing. Or even, like, the 1,000 Boat Bash begins, like, maybe they could do, like, a boat mount or a boat pet or like, literally anything, man. I don't know. It just feels like they added those events and then we're like, whatever. Like, give us a reason. Like, even if it's reskin, like, even if it's a reskin thing, that's at least something that I don't mind them reskinning for, because at least it's trying to get you to go out into the world and do something, you know? That's the main thing that I love, is when you get to go out into the world and do stuff. Or I was even saying, like, something Dark Moon Fair-esque, like another Dark Moon Fair type of thing that lasts for a week. I don't know what it would be. Maybe another type of festival. You know, it doesn't have to be a fair, but I mean, there's plenty of festivals that occur, right? Just look at real life for some festival ideas and make one that lasts, like, even just a couple days every month. Like, ooh, the thing is back, right? Like, I don't know. It could be even kind of like the old Dark Moon Fair, where they set up tents and stuff, and you can go there and be like, oh, this is sick. It just feels like I just want something that brings the world to life more and makes you want to go explore the world. And sometimes I just don't get that vibe anymore. At least from a lot of the stuff that they add currently, right? Because it's like, oh, go kill stuff for void rifts, or go do the prey system. And, like, that doesn't really make me want to explore the world. I'm just kind of like, all right, well, I get, like, I want some fun reasons to go do it. But anyway, that's my Crendor rant of the day so far. Do I got any other rants in me? Probably. I got plenty of rants in me. Speaking of leveling, oh my god, am I just gonna, like, die here? Can I hit this guy? I can't. Can I? Oh my, he was just constantly in my dead zone. I think that's why. Dude, I just died in the baby area. Anyway, speaking of leveling, I was just thinking about the leveling experience and how it really is kind of all over the place. Because I was thinking, like, okay, what happens if you're a new player? And I saw some of those new player experience videos that people upload where they're like, hey, I tried WoW for the first time. And they'll play retail WoW and be like, dude, I was so lost, so confused. I like started here and then I was like in like Battle for Azeroth, like helping Jaina, and then like they're like go to Dragonflight or like go to the modern expansion. You're just like, what's going on? Like it's so all over the place. And it really does struggle to like make coherent sense. You know, I need to revive Larry here. There we go. And I think that's just part of the problem. Is like it doesn't really make sense. Like I think that's why people love classic WoW as well, because a lot of classic WoW, the leveling really is the experience. Like you play classic WoW to level for the most part, right? Oh my god, I have numerous 24 slot bags. Hold on. Wait, no equipment slots available. Am I? Oh. Oh. Hold on, can I do this? And then there it is. Yo, let's go. All right, we got bag space now. But yeah, you know what I mean? And I was just trying to think, like, how do you fix the leveling experience? And I'm sure that's something they've been thinking about. I mean, clearly, because we're doing a level catch-up right now. And honestly, I think this is a really good way of doing it. I think making it so new players just log in and just get some sort of experience that gets them to the modern expansion. And then they're just like, hey, here you go. Have fun. Play the new expansion. But, you know, they kind of get caught up. Because retail WoW really is just about endgame. Like, it's just get the endgame and do that. And I think the one thing that might hold them back is they want to sell leveling boosts. And you probably sell less leveling boosts. If you're doing something like that, right? Where you're just getting people like max level anyway. But, I mean, at this point, like, I don't know, man. It's rough out there. Like, people are so confused about what they're doing when they're leveling. Like, the story, the chromie time. Like, I don't even know. I still don't understand, like, half the ways to level in this game. I mean, clearly, because I've been leveling this character for 14 years. Then yet when you play classic WoW, it's like you just you really just take your time and experience the world, which I think is my favorite part about classic WoW. Right? Like when you start in classic WoW, for example, you go to Durotar. Right? Let's just say, for example, you're in Durotar and you're not getting chased by a kobold or something, right? You know, you start here, you work your way up, you're in Orgrimmar, and then it's like, all right, go to the Barrens. You go to the Barrens, right? You do the Barrens, then you're like, oh, okay. And then you go to Stone Talon. You're like, ooh, Stone Talon, right? And then you're like, oh, maybe I get to go to the other side of the world now. I'll go to Eastern Kingdoms. You get to, like, go to Hillsbred Foothills and chill there a bit. And it's like, you really just take your time and experience these quests, and you grow as a character. You get your abilities and stuff like that. And I think that progression is what's so fun about classic WoW leveling. But then, when we get to retail WoW, right, the progression is all about being max level. And so it's like at that point, why even have the leveling experience? You know what I mean? Like, just turn leveling into experiencing the old game. And I think that would be a good idea. Like, just essentially scrap leveling and be like, hey, listen, if you're new, you can play this, like, new experience. Like, honestly, they should make a leveling catch-up for every single expansion, which it might be too much work. That may be me just, like, you know, overthinking this and being like, oh, man, they've got so many resources they do this. But if they were able to, at the start of every expansion, create a zone kind of like this. Like, you could just reuse an old zone. I don't even think it matters. Or just somewhere. I mean, you could even start people in one of the modern expansion zones. Like, let's say we go to Eastern Kingdoms and we have what is it? I don't know. Eversong Woods, right? You're in Eversong, you know, the new one, not this one. And you start there, and it's like, hey, there's some crazy shit going on. Let's get you caught up and like have like a little quest like this where you're doing the thing, and it gets you caught up on the current story, and you go like, oh wow, okay, I see what's happening now, and then you get to play through the modern expansion, and it shifts with every new expansion. I think that would make a lot of sense. And then once you did that, it offered you Chromie time stuff where it was like, hey, if you want to go back and play some of the old Warcraft stories and go see the old zones, just talk to Chromie, right? And that's when she's like, you want to go check out Cataclysm or Dragonflight or all these things and experience different stories, and it give you a little briefing on it, and then you can go do those if you want, and maybe you can have you know, some sort of reward for doing those as well, like an achievement or a mount or a pet or just like a bunch of different things. Like I think that would be a really cool thing. Also, I love these catapults. These are actually really cool catapults. I need to do a pointless top 10 siege weapons or something. There's blast in the castle. All right. Where am I? It's just like, I think what I'm getting at when it boils down to everything here is that I think they just need to let people skip the leveling process in retail WoW, because it really, all it ends up doing is confusing people and being annoying. And then most of the time it's just like, I wish I just had a level boost, which I think that's the part that where I'm like, are they actually doing this to make you just buy a leveling boost? You know what I mean? And if that's the case, then they shouldn't be letting this greedy level boost thing get in the way of actually gaining a new player base and gaining new players and making people understand what they're getting into and like playing the game. You know what I mean? I mean, there's plenty of other ways you can make money besides a level boost, right? There's mounts people can buy, obviously. There's name changes, transmogs. Like, bro, just get rid of the leveling process. It's and not like the new expansion leveling process, by mind you. That's what I'm kind of talking about. Like it's the old expansion leveling process.
The way forward will not be easy.
Apply Jaina's runes to catapults. Repel Ogre Siege. And wait, fight bot 1127, then interrupt its abilities 3 times. All right. And interrupt. I already have an interrupt. I'm good. Whee! But yeah, and that would also kind of, I think the irony here is that would negate what I'm doing right now, because it would essentially just make my character get the max level very easily. But again, I think the game is so drastically different than what it used to be. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think some people are going to be like, oh, see, I told you, it's like the game's different, whatever. I think they just have to play into it. Like, I made that video where it's like WoW 2 already exists, and it does. Like, retail WoW is WoW 2, man. Like, straight up. Classic WoW is WoW 1. Retail WoW is WoW 2, and they're completely different games. And that's why I'm glad they're doing Classic Plus. I mean, at this point, I imagine they're doing it. Pretty much all signs point to it. Because, I mean, that's kind of the best way to go about things, in my opinion. You have the classic version of the game. You have WoW 1. You build upon that. You can have different raids, different things. But the style of that game, of classic WoW, is slower-paced, leveling-focused, old-school RPG. Right? That's what it is. And then you get to the modern game, and it's much more action RPG, run around, you're spamming buttons, you're doing a bunch of shit endgame, like PvP, Mythic Plus, you know, collecting stuff, you're doing housing, you have like, there's so many things. One might even say too many things, to be honest. Which is, you know, funny that I'm then just like, they should add more things to do, like holiday event. But they already have those there. I'm more so saying that they should make them worth doing. But yeah, I really do think they should just switch their focus, because they need to do something, man. They need to do something to, you know, get people to play again, or get a new player base, or just make people want to play. And I think for some people, that's one of the blockades, because imagine, you know, you just start playing this game. You're like, I've heard people talk about World of Warcraft. I've heard people say this is a really fun game. I'm going to start playing it. You pick up retail WoW. And then you're just like so confused. You're like, what's happening? Where am I? What's going on? Who are these characters? I'm leveling with them 1 second and now I'm in a completely different thing, you know? And like even this, where we're doing the catch up and this is fun, but I guarantee once this catch up ends, it's gonna be like, what expansion do you want to level in? And you're like, I don't know, I haven't played this before. Or maybe you have played, but you haven't played since like Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King. And you're like, I don't know. Right? So yeah. I think that is definitely one of the bigger issues. There we go. That's my second Crendor rant. We need a third Crendor rant to really wrap this up. Let's see, anything else? Hey, lore-wise, story, right? Uh-oh, I gotta heal Larry. Revive pet. Where's mend pet? Am I completely missing mend pet? Is it like right in front of me and I'm just blind? Hold on, let's search for it. Mend pet. Oh yeah, there it is. Mend pet. All right. Although this is like the pet utility. I want just mend pet specifically there. There we go. Okay. I just gotta keep killing these ogres. I've been writing my book. That's another big one, I would say. I've been writing my book. That's been a lot of fun. And honestly, learning about writing and reading more. I've actually been reading Game of Thrones, which is funny because I know everyone's like, don't read Game of Thrones. Then you're going to end and be like, I wish the new book was here, and it's never going to come. But I've really been enjoying reading Game of Thrones. I really like George R. R. Martin's writing style. I've read some Brandon Sanderson stuff as well. And some other authors, just, you know, looking. But I've been trying to read to get better at... I know, reading gets you better at writing. Who would have thought? But a lot of people try to write, they don't even read, which is kind of crazy, you know? It's like trying to make a movie without watching movies. Like, I guess you could do it, but it is kind of odd. So yeah, that's helped a lot, and learning about story structure and, you know, prose and different ways to write and all these things. And the reason I bring that up is because I've learned the types of things that make good stories. And sometimes when I look at the World of Warcraft story, it does not meet that criteria. And hold on, can I guess I'll go to Fightbot here. Is this Fightbot? Oh yeah, here's Fightbot. All right, Fightbot time. Fightbot activated. If you can interrupt, some of its attacks should reboot itself. Incorrect use case. Oh, whoops. Hold on. Okay. There we go. There's one. Analyzing schema. And what I would say, I mean, there's a lot of things that aren't good with it. Right? Obviously. I mean, the internet will tell you. And I don't want to be another person who's just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Because, like, I want them to have a good story. And I want to enjoy the story and the lore and stuff. And I would say one of my biggest issues with the current story is I hate how Xalatath's design is in terms of why she's doing what she's doing. Right? I've seen over and over again, people go, why is Xalatath doing this? And people are like, oh, well, she wants power and she wants the world soul or whatever. And like she absorbed, what's his name? The big blueberry man. And she's like, I'm now like one of the most powerful beings in the universe, right? And yet she's like struggling. She's like scared when Sylvanas Deus Ex Machina's out of a portal and shoots her. And we're like, Sylvanas, how'd you get here? And she's like, you really want to know? And we're like, yeah. And she's like, I bet you do. And then like vanishes. Like, it bothers me when because like, I don't care. That's what it boils down. I'm like, why should I care about this? Like, it feels like the most powerful being in the universe is then getting shot by Sylvanas. And then I've seen people be like, well, Void is afraid of death or something. And I'm like, how? Where's the foreshadowing for this? And people are like, you have to read a book. So I have to read like a comic book or a Warcraft book to even understand the in-game story. That bothers me as well. There's so many issues. To me, I think the best way to go about it is just do the foreshadowing through quests and raids and cinematics, and I'm sure they've done it a little bit here and there, but like I think they should like really lean in to foreshadowing stuff and making it clear what some of these bosses want and like what some of the villains want. Like, for example, I think one of the reasons Arthas is everybody's favorite villain. A lot of people say, oh, it's just because Warcraft 3, right? And I don't necessarily think so. I think that's part of it, but I think it's because we know who Arthas is and we see his journey. When Arthas starts out, he's just a guy, right? He's just the son of the king, and he's trying to be a paladin. He's trying to be a good guy. And we even see early on, I just started replaying Warcraft 3 on my stream. He's just like, oh man, I want to get these guys and get back at him. And Uther's like, hey, remember, we don't do vengeance here. We're paladins of the light and whatever, right? And so early on, you get that little bit of foreshadowing of like, oh, Arthas wants vengeance, right? I wonder if that'll come back to bite him in that type, right? And that's the type of foreshadowing that's like so good in storytelling. And I think a lot of storytelling nowadays, they'll try to get shock value. And that's almost what it feels like with a lot of Blizzard storytelling, is it shock value, right? We're going to get some crazy shit, be like, why are they doing this? And then they reveal it at the end, and they're like, and I'm not even the big bad guy. There's a big bad guy instead of me. I'm the jailer, right? Or like, this is the crazy thing. And it's like, I think a lot of people enjoy trying to piece together stuff and solving the mystery. And I think the best type of storytelling is when you see the ending and you go, oh my God, how did I miss that? Right? And you go back and you read or you watch or you do whatever and you go, oh my God, the hints were right there, right? Even in Game of Thrones, like when I'm getting to the Red Wedding, well, I got to the Red Wedding. You read little blurps of like, there's like the story of how the Rat King like killed people inside his castle. Or there's like Walder Frey hints at like little things of like how he's gonna like whatever, I don't care. And then you go back and you read that like, oh my God, he knew he was gonna kill him, right? And then they knew this was gonna happen. And like when you go back and read some of that stuff, it's like you're like, how could I miss that? And that's the type of storytelling that's so good when you go back and it feels like you are the one who made the mistake, because you're like, I should have seen this coming. And it's almost like you can relate to the character in that way, or the people that you're reading about, because you're like, oh my God, I see why they didn't see it coming, because I didn't see it coming. And a lot of times, I feel like in modern storytelling, or a lot of bad storytelling, people just ignore that, and they're just like, and then it happened. And there's no foreshadowing, there's no clues, there's no buildup, there's no, like, it's the equivalent of just like telling a story, and then on page 280 you're like, and then there's like an ogre that came over and he just like killed everybody. That's it. And it's like, what's the fun in that? Like, you couldn't even see that coming. It's like, it's a weird, just like, it's just bad. It's just bad. And going back to Arthas, I think that's what's so good about Arthas is you get little foreshadowing glimpses here and there, and then you get to see Arthas be a human, right? I think getting him to go through a difficult decision really gives him that humanity and makes him relatable in a way, because he's just like, I know I'm supposed to do the right thing. I know I'm a paladin, and I've been told time and time again, like, you're a paladin, do the right thing, but like, I need to protect people as well. And like, these people are corrupted and they're diseased and they got the plague. And like, if I don't kill them, like, they're going to hurt more people. So like, I should do this. But then other people are like, you can't just kill people, right? You need to find a way to help. And it's a very gray area, difficult decision, which is why even people nowadays will be like, I don't think you should have did that. Or like, Arthas did nothing wrong, right? You have that as well. And so I think having an issue or like an event like that really makes a compelling character. And seeing how they deal with that decision. And then, right, as he progresses, we see he gets more vengeful. He wants more revenge, and he lets that consume him. And then he becomes crazier and crazier, right? He frames the mercenaries, and that's when you're like, okay, this guy's going kind of insane. And then he's like full blown insane and everything, right? And then when you go to fight him, you still think about that, right? You can still think back and be like, man, I remember when he was human. Well, you know, I remember when he was like actually a paladin and trying to do the right thing. And you can see how he was like a character that just let one of his emotions, one of his negative emotions, consume him. And I think that's what makes him so compelling. And when we get to some of the modern villains, it's like we don't really see that. You know what I mean? Like we don't. Ooh, I leveled. We don't really get that, and it's just kind of like, you know, am I? I don't know. And I feel like there's ways that they can do it. I feel like there's ways they definitely could tie it into the story, but it feels so much more. It's like lacking depth, I guess is what I'd say about it. It feels very like shallow, and I don't think it has to be. I think they have a lot of ways to add depth, and I just think they're not doing it properly. So yeah, let's go back to Hammerfall. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. There you go. That's my third rant. I just wanted to talk about that. I might even make a video about that, honestly. Like a dedicated video and like script it out or something, because I think that would be a fun video to make. Let's turn this in. Choose your next adventure. You've done it. Your next. Show me where I could go next. Assisted highlights turn on. Enable highlights are recommended. Would you like to keep it on? Yeah, let's keep it on. Continue where I left off, adventuring in Dragonflight. All right. I did it. Did it. I think maybe if I demount and then maybe if I abandon and then I do that and then I do that. Well, folks, this is a great episode of WoW Leveling. That's a sock on a thing over there. Look at that, the wind sock. That was fun, though. I enjoyed doing this little Arathi Highlands experience. And I also got to rant about various things. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll put some other video. I'll put the Pointless Top 10 up on the screen and a tier list I just made up on the screen. If you want some more ways to waste your time. And, you know, I've got 179 other WoW levelings if you want to watch those as well. And the progression of me through my entire adulthood. So, thank you very much. And I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. Larry, say the see ya. See ya. Ah!